After probably a year in anticipation, it's finally here. The ScaleTrains Fox Valley model branded Norfolk and Western Class J 611. This box is so big, it barely fits on my recording stand. Alright. Oh, and they give me some candy. Of course they would. Honestly, it's always been one of my favorite things about ScaleTrains is when they give you little candies with them. But anyways, there we are. Honestly, I love that box art. And then, flipping it over, you have some history on the Class J. And honestly, both front and back of the box looks amazing. And right here, Spirit of Roanoke. This was only being added to, obviously, the post-2015 examples. But anyways. Lifting up the lid of the box, you have your owner's manual directly on top of the hard foam. I don't know if you can really see it on camera, but there's this little outlining of 611 on the front. And then the main surprise. Let me get this out of the way. I honestly really am impressed with this so far. Here's the locomotive and your tender. The tender is honestly really heavy. Probably weighs a pound by itself. I don't know exactly though. You got a spare wheel in here with a tool to remove the drive rods. And then a separate little baggie for your traction tires. I had to switch the lighting for this because the light I was originally using doesn't really look too good when it's on the side like this. But I got a little excited and started removing this before I even put the camera down on this angle. But we'll do the locomotive first and then tender. Alright. Oh, wow. That is beautiful. All right, now, very carefully grab it by the sides. Immediately, I can tell that's made from die cast, just from the cold of the metal, but here is the locomotive itself. Turns out my knuckler is already open. But, just like that, you can close it. Kinda wants to stick a little bit, but it does work. It doesn't look like you can use that knuckler on the very front, but it still strings out, and it's nice. Looking over the model, it looks gorgeous. Here's the other side. On the back here, you can read Spirit of Roanoke, maybe. Right there. Looks absolutely gorgeous. And as well, right here on the cylinders, you can see the Class J, again up here on the number board. All of these are legible as well, which is amazing. There is a cab light, but obviously I don't have track right now to run it. Turning it around. Here's your drop plate. Has a very nice green interior. I'll move that to the side so we can do the tender now. Oh, wow. That is a beautiful tender. And heavy, just like the Locomotive. Here's the tender. Just like the Locomotive, you can definitely feel that cold metal feel to it. You can see the reverse light there. That is also a dual beam, just like the headlight. And up front. And from what people have been complaining about, from the gap between the Locomotive and tender, let me do this carefully. Come on. Clearly, as you can see, this is my first time. Not the best at this. There we go. Now it's in. I don't know if that's how it's supposed to be. I think it is. And then with my little tool, I'll drop down the drop plate. So yeah, the tender gap, it's a little big, yes. But honestly, if you've had MTH locomotives in the past, it's not going to bother you that much. I just need to make sure I got it on right, but I'm pretty certain I do. But yeah, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous model. And it can't even fit in my entire frame. But now, let's get the thing over to the layout and run it.